Hey guys, TheElusiveMad here, and we are playing Do Not Take This Cat Home. But like, how could you not? Well, actually, we're not going to. I have like 2 endings that I need to finish from another previous one, and both of them require me to not take this cat home. You're walking. Of course you are. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, and you're actually glad that you did. The weather's absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do, or maybe who you could even meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softens your steps. Little baby. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Oh, precious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Oh. Baby. You look so familiar, right? I feel like I've seen you before. Ow. Oh, baby. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, longingly, waiting for you to do something. I'm sorry, I cannot take you home. I'm going to the movies. Sadly, as cute as this cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. Baby, I'm sorry. You are. I have rent and bills to pay, and I have to buy food, and I have to survive. I barely have enough money to be able to take this little outing. Baby, I'm sorry. What to do? We are leaving the cats. Yep, stand strong, stand firm. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up for having someone look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached somehow, tracks you down back to your home? Sorry. See you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You get halfway up the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Baby, I can't. Ignore it. Ignore it. We don't have the money, so someone else can give it a better home. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with my day. It's what's best for the both of you. Leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing again? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you were going to do with your day off. We're gonna go to the movies. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. We're gonna go to the new cinema. We're gonna try it out, experience some new things today. You don't know why, but you don't really feel great about the idea of being alone right now. Deciding to wait for the movie you've been anticipating to be available on DVD or streaming, you join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you've reached the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie at random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and sleek, and the inside is bustling with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely watching families and groups of friends laughing amongst themselves. You can get some popcorn, but the line at the concession stands are long, and the prices are criminal anyway. Yeah, it's like a mortgage to buy popcorn. You go through the halls, and follow the signs to the theater designated on your ticket before heading inside. You sigh at the sight of the absolutely crowded theater. You head towards the seat, only to be told the person next to it is being saved for someone. This happens a few more times before you finally manage to get yourself seated into a seat, annoyingly off-centered to the screen. But the screen is at least visible, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. The lights fade out, but the chatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content to talk through the commercials and even through the trailers. You figure the chatter will stop when the movie actually begins. Like, of course, people are gonna be like, oh, I want to see that. Like, oh yeah, like, look at that trailer. I don't know if I want to see that one. But it doesn't get you even slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone would hear you anyway. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. Suddenly the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. Familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then the cat on the screen meows. Is this a cult thing? The sound is strange and not at all like any cat should sound, haunting, almost melodic, and layered as if made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say. Cool. You sit in confusion, wondering why you haven't already gotten up and left to complain to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. It's scattered and dissonant at first, but among the crowd, people start to chant along with the cat on the screen. Some of the people in your vicinity are looking at you, so the entire room is chanting in perfect unison. Everyone staring intently at the cat on the screen. You feel strangely drawn to the screen yourself, but the compulsion to stare blankly like the others isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. They're outright staring holes into you, even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. Their scowls deepen as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. I'm gonna try to leave. This is too weird. I need to get out of here. Gathering your courage, or perhaps putting your fear to use, you stand up, fully intent to leave the theater. When everything comes to an abrupt stop. All the chanting stops, even the cats chanting on the screen. You tense and risk a glance about the theater. They're all staring at you. Every single one of them. They're not moving. They're not blinking. You swallow, throat suddenly dry, even though a nervous sweat completely soaks through your clothes. You highly doubt that sitting back down will fix the situation. Your legs are shaky under the audience's unnaturally intense scrutiny, but you force yourself to step forward and forward and forward until you finally reach the end of the aisle. You feel their collective gaze even worse on the staircase. All their heads have turned uncomfortably to the left to look directly at you. The screen illuminates their faces, making clear their blank scowls. They seem even more upset than they had been minutes ago. Identical frown lines are digging between their brows. You keep going. The heavy atmosphere becomes more and more oppressive with every step. You're so tense with anticipation that you fully expect someone to grab you from behind. But no one does. You don't hear any of them even get up. You exit the theater, holding your breath as the door closes behind you. You briskly walk through the halls, putting as much distance as possible between you and that theater full of people. Finally reaching the lobby, you just barely manage to catch yourself from falling to the floor as you gulp in a huge gasp of air. You expect to feel relief as your breathing calms, but you feel a lingering sense of dread that only spikes once you finally notice it, as well as its source. You look up, and your stomach sinks. All the people in the lobby area of the movie theater Everyone in line at the concession stand, all of them, are staring at you. And they look even angrier than the people in the theater. You don't hesitate this time. You duck your head, avoiding eye contact, and leave the cinema. You ignore the glares of everyone in the ticket booths and the lines leading to them. You make your way home. Wherever you dare look up at someone on the way, you flinch at the blatant anger, fury, and disgust in their face. You think you start to hear the faint sound of the cats meowing behind you. Or maybe a kitten's? Doesn't matter, you just want to go home. You reach your front door and fumble with the keys, cowering from the look of pure hatred on your neighbor's face as he stares at you from his door. Finally, you get inside your apartment, lock all the locks on the door, and slide down with your back against it till you're sitting on the floor. You allow yourself a moment to breathe. Now home, your heartbeat calms and your fear slowly bleeds from you, leaving you feeling strangely empty. You pass the kitchen, head into your room, and slip under the covers of your bed, trying to fall asleep. Maybe it's all just a bad dream, but you fall into a fitful sleep, sure to be full of nightmares of glaring eyes. You try to ignore the ever-increasing sound of cats meowing and yowling in the distance outside your apartment. Black sheep. And this is why I don't like leaving the house. I feel this all the time. Like, I don't want to go anywhere. We didn't die, though. We're alive. We're just can't leave our apartment. We have another ending to do where we go to the dog park. So we're gonna skip ahead. We're not taking the cat home. We're leaving you. Nope, ignore it. We're staying strong. We're gonna go to the dog park. Decide to take a stroll in a park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First, you get to see a cute cat today. Now you get to see a cute doggy. Several of them, in fact. Oh, yes, I'm so excited. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Oh, whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. What's wrong? I didn't think that. You said to move on. Weird, strange. Dogs are all so adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. Eee! But you know not all owners are cool with strangers walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. Yes! Baby! Oh, precious. You stop at the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen, scampers up to you, blocking your path. Oh, pick up the puppy? Hold on. You just barely managed to rein in the reflex of throwing the puppy as far away from you as possible. With shaky hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerky steps back. The owner seems confused by your reaction to their puppy, but you just wave at them in a daze before hastily stumbling away. You're not feeling so great about being at the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave. We're gonna stay. We're gonna stay at the park. We're staying here. I want to see puppies and I want to have a good time. You stay at the park. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs from as you walk along the path. But every so often, we'll run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong? The owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe you should have stayed with me instead. You're broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. Look down and see a frisbee and your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw that back? You look up and see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly, oh, big boy. Oh, babe. Oh, precious. A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, sorry, throw it back. Throw the frisbee at the dog runs in the opposite direction. Jumping and catching it right out of the air. Oh, good job, baby. Impressive. The dog and the owner walk up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. The dog looks up at you, eager for its reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. Oh, should I? Pet the dog we're petting! Really? Are you sure? Yeah. I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt, or you will regret it. Pet the dog. You reach out your hand. And you pet the dog. Okay, I'm good. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with all the pet owners to see that the sun has been eclipsed by a moon in the blink of an eye. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason, you don't look away. Eh? A loud piercing yowl fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You instinctively move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears, but the hand that has been cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some resistance. Resistance like sticky slime, almost cementing your hand to the dog's head. The slime stretches with your movements. The dog's head stretches with it too, as the canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You dazedly look around for the dog's owner, only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see familiar piles of clothes next to piles of goo scattered all across the park's open field. All the dogs and their owners. The melted goo of the dog in front of you then starts to move with a shudder. Oh no. Oh, what's going on? It slithers across the grass towards the field in the center of the park, all the other piles of goo following after it. No, I'm good, thanks. They mix and meld together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch in dazed horror as it then fills out and shapes itself. It's a behemoth of a dog, snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching, before the glowing orbs land directly on you. No, bad dog! The rumbling growl it emits is so low and deep you can feel the sound of it crash into you. Leave the park. No, you had your chance. Better start running. You try to run, but you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Dog person. Note to self: the same day you don't take a cat home, maybe don't go to the dog park. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying these as much as I am, because these are fantastic. If you guys like this one, you can maybe watch these ones over here. I have some other playthroughs and other endings, so check them out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.